probably in all of history of this country, was penned by Thomas Jefferson in 1776, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, but it took until June 19th, 1865, for word to reach all enslaved people. Deriving its name from the combination of June and 19th, we celebrate the anniversary of the order, proclaiming freedom, when word finally reached slaves in Texas on that date, June 19th, 2 years later. To celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday on February 12, 1900, Lift Every Voice and Sing was first publicly performed by 500 school children at the Stanton School in Jacksonville, Florida. The school principal, James Weldon Johnson, wrote the words, and Johnson's brother Rosamond set them to music. By 1919, the NAACP dubbed Lift Every Voice and Sing the Negro National Anthem for its power in voicing a cry for liberation and affirmation for African American people. So, it is at this time 105 voices of historically black colleges and universities lend their talent in a tribute to Juneteenth in much the same way. The great difference in this year of 2023, we are performing this anthem in celebration of this now national holiday. This year, lift your voice in celebration of Juneteenth and what it means to everyone. Happy Juneteenth, America.
Yes. Welcome to the Lineage Podcast.
Going on.
That was our auntie Valerie R. Harris. We would play snippets of the students singing, Lift Every Voice and Sing. I couldn't play the whole thing because it's long, but it is a treat, and they did a great job. So we'll play a couple of minutes of the snippets coming up. But welcome to the Lineage Podcast. As always, it is great to be here on this thankful Thursday. Every day we wake up, it's a blessing. We have a lot of things that's going on, and this is Juneteenth weekend, also Father's Day weekend. So it's a loaded weekend, but it's a positive weekend, and we are greatly in a great position to be able to be here and celebrate these two holidays, if you will. Before I go any further, we had a guest last week, LaDonna Hampton. She is heading the Juneteenth celebration in Clayton County, Jonesboro, Georgia. So we want everyone to be there. We will be there. It is this Saturday. You don't have long. It is 2 days. It's this Saturday starting at 3:30 p.m. I think it ends at 6. It don't end at 6:30, but it transitions to a concert that starts at 6:30. So from 3:30 until it ends, come out and enjoy some vendors, enjoy some food, some fellowship as we celebrate the 5th annual Juneteenth Freedom Festival presented by LaDonna Hampton. That's 155 Lee Street Park, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236. Come on by and get some food and say hey, and let's celebrate. So please keep that in mind and come out and celebrate with us. Of course, if you don't have the Selma Self-Sacrifice book, that's the autobiography of Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese, written by himself and Mrs. Kathy Walters. You really want to get that book. If you haven't booked the tour, FD Reese Historical Tour, it is a treat. We just had a tour last weekend, and we also have one coming up Monday with some students from Tuskegee University. So we're excited about that. We will be in Selma, Alabama.
Definitely.
Yes, on Monday. On Monday, with over a dozen students and a few teachers. So please, if you have not booked the tour, please book the tour and come and get this information about Selma that you have not heard. You've never heard this before. You've never seen these artifacts. And you've never heard this twist to the story before. Trust me, we know this. So please keep all of those announcements in mind. One more announcement before we bring on First Nurse Kimberly Reese. We also, the Federal D. Reese Foundation, I'll announce this halfway through the show also. We have a backpack giveaway. There's also free food, bouncy house. Come get some information, some knowledge about Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese. Come join the FD Reese Foundation. We are giving away, I want to say it's 150 book bags, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is 150.
150 book bags with supplies. We're just not giving away empty book bags. We hook you up with supplies that we know your children need. We know how hard it is for some families to get supplies and clothes. And so the Federal D. Reese Foundation, we're going to kind of step in and stand in the gap and donate some book bags to you. So come out and it's at the County Line Ellenwood Library. That's 4331 River Road, Ellenwood, Georgia, 30294. Now, if you don't need a book bag or anything, if you can just come by and say hello. But if you want to donate monetarily, you can go to fdreesefoundation.org. The donation I accepted on the website. All you gotta do is just hit the donate button and put your money in, and we'll get it. And it was greatly appreciated. Go ahead, bro.
We're asking for $1, all the way up until whatever your heart says give. We're not putting a block on it or a ceiling on how much you can give.
Right.
Community. This is for the kids.
That's right.
Bring your kids out. We're gonna have a bouncy house out. We're gonna give out some free food. Bring your kids out.
That's right.
Get these book bags and fellowship.
That's right.
Ellenwood, Georgia.
That's right. That's right.
I just want to say, and guess what? You don't have to live in Ellenwood to donate. Family in Selma can donate. Family in Florida, Minnesota, California, New York, everywhere. Chicago, wherever you are welcome to give a gracious donation to the Frederick D. Reese Foundation. That's right. These kids.
That's right. And it's July the 22nd. It is July the 22nd. It's the second to last weekend, Saturday in July, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So come out there, get your kids' book bags and fellowship and get that. So we're gonna bring First Nurse Kimberly Reese up without further ado. So listen, y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all know she's gonna drop our health jewels, our health segment. She's gonna preach our health sermon. So don't go nowhere. We will be right back on the Lineage Podcast. Sit tight. We'll be right back. Yes, sir. See, I had to cut that out. They were finna get into it. We're gonna play the rest of that. Come back. Yes. First Nurse Kimberly Reese, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
You doing okay? Doing good. Let's go ahead and get into it. I know you got something good for us.
All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Thankful Thursday. I'm here to give you your weekly dose of health information. So you guys know it is June 15th. We're still in Men's Health Month. And just want to give you guys a reminder that this Sunday will be Father's Day. So ladies, if you hadn't had a chance to go ahead and get your gifts and plan your events for your significant loved one and celebrate our men. So, men, I do have a question. I'm going to ask a question. How restful is your sleep? How restful is your sleep? So, I'm going to go ahead and entertain that question. Well, according to research, it suggests that the sleep is not that restful. Men, you are not getting good sleep because sleep apnea, men are more likely, twice as likely, even 3 times as likely to have sleep apnea more than women. So, what is sleep apnea? Obstructive sleep apnea occurs when the muscles that support the soft tissue in your throat, such as your tongue and your soft palate, temporarily relaxes. When these muscles relax, your airway is narrow or closed, and breathing is momentarily cut off. So, this can be very dangerous. And as you saw, that was the picture of sleep apnea. So, what are the risk factors of sleep apnea? Sleep apnea can affect anyone, even children, but certain factors increase your risk, such as excess weight, a large neck circumference, a narrow airway. More risk factors are family history. Having family members with sleep apnea might increase your risk. The use of alcohol, sedatives, and tranquilizers. Also, smoking, nasal congestion, and medical conditions. Congestive heart failure, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes are some conditions that may increase the risk of sleep obstruction. So, symptoms of sleep apnea. There are several types of sleep apnea, although the three main ones are obstructive sleep apnea, central sleep apnea, and complex sleep apnea syndrome. All three versions of sleep disorder have similar symptoms, which sometimes make it harder to receive proper diagnosis. Common sleep apnea symptoms include loud snoring, which is more common in obstructive sleep apnea, periods where you stop breathing during your sleep, as witnessed by another person, waking up abruptly with shortness of breath, which is more common in central sleep apnea, waking up with a sore throat or dry mouth, headaches in the morning, difficulty getting to stay asleep, and excessive daytime sleepiness. These are the symptoms of sleep apnea. So, when to see a doctor? When you're having loud snoring, that can indicate potentially a serious problem, but not everyone who has sleep apnea snores. Talk to your healthcare provider if you have symptoms of sleep apnea, and also ask your healthcare provider if you have any problems that leaves you fatigued, sleepy, and irritable. So I do want to discuss. I found a interesting fact. A study from University of Buffalo stated that they're finding racial disparities in sleep apnea mortality, mainly in Black men. A combination of factors, including compliance with using the CPAP. It's known that Black men are more likely to die from sleep apnea, and also they may be underdiagnosed. So I thought that this was a very important thing to discuss and talk about and bring awareness to. Black men, you guys are dying from sleep apnea, and you guys need to take that a little bit more serious. Also, we're going to discuss the possible conditions and the complication from sleep apnea. Rather, you have daytime fatigue, high blood pressure, or heart problems. Also, complications with medicines or surgery outcomes, sleep deprived partners. When someone's snoring loud and they're having shortness of breath, it makes your partner stay up more. They're going to look and check on you, and they in turn don't have as much sleep as they would like. Also, another thing that really stood out for me, for men, they said that there is a connection, a correlation, according to an article from healthline.com. It discusses the correlation between sleep apnea and erectile dysfunction. So researchers have found evidence that men who have obstructive sleep apnea are more likely to have erectile dysfunction. A 2009 Journal of Sexual Medicine study found that 69% of male participants diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea also had erectile dysfunction. A 2016 study also found that erectile dysfunction in about 63% of study participants with sleep apnea. By contrast, only 47% of men in the study without obstructive sleep apnea had erectile dysfunction. Furthermore, a survey in 2016 stated that over 120 men with erectile dysfunction, 55% reported symptoms related to sleep apnea. So I thought this was an interesting fact for men to know that If you're not getting good sleep and not getting enough oxygen while you're sleeping, it also affects other areas as well. Sleep apnea and testosterone. Scientists still don't know why exactly, but men with obstructive sleep apnea have higher rates of erectile dysfunction. Sleep deprivation caused by sleep apnea may also cause a man's testosterone levels to dip. It may also restrict oxygen. Testosterone and oxygen are both important for healthy erections. Research have also suggested that stress and fatigue related to lack of sleep may cause sexual problems worse. Research has shown a link between dysfunction with the endocrine system and sleep disorders. Hormone overactivity between the brain and the adrenal gland may affect sleep function and cause wakefulness. A study in 2014 also found that low testosterone levels can lead to poor sleep. So what's the treatment? A lot of doctors, they prescribe CPAPs. You have to have sleep studies to confirm the fact that you do have sleep apnea. I have a picture of the CPAP as well on the next photo. So this is a CPAP to help the oxygen circulate throughout your body while you are asleep and to prevent you from cutting off your oxygen supply. This is an example of a CPAP. And again, if you don't wear this, is non-compliant, some people can pass in their sleep from getting their oxygen cut off. So again, if you're waking up feeling fatigued, short of breath, sweaty, please go see your doctor. That's very important, men. So in conclusion, the overall outlook, research has found a clear correlation between obstructive sleep apnea and erectile dysfunctions. Scientists still don't understand why the connection exists, but there's enough evidence to show a causal link. Studies have shown that treating obstructive sleep apnea may have a positive impact on erectile dysfunction symptoms. This is due to improvement of testosterone and oxygen level. So remember, talk to your doctor as soon as possible if you're experiencing sleep apnea and erectile dysfunction symptoms. Treating obstructive sleep apnea may not only help you get and keep an erection more often, but it also prevents other health conditions such as heart problems. So again, men, go out and see your healthcare physicians. And if you have any problems, don't be ashamed to talk about it. And happy early Father's Day. And that's all I have for you.
We appreciate the First Nurse Kimberly Reese once again dropping the health jewels for us. Yeah, man, please take advantage of the information, and women take advantage of the information First Nurse is giving us because it really helps. Please don't go nowhere. When we come back, me and my brother gonna discuss some Juneteenth things that's going on, so you don't want to miss it. Please stay tuned for the rest of the Lineage podcast. Well, they brought the house down.
They bring it home.
Yeah.
They bring it home, MJ.
They brought it home, dog.
That's some great singing right there, man.
Hey, you know, if FD was here, he probably told us to run that back.
Yeah, he would say run that one back.
Yeah.
Hey.
But if you had noticed, that was nothing but HBCUs.
That's right.
In the colleges, if you recognize the shirts they had on.
That's right.
Nothing but HBCUs represented. It was over 105 representatives represented colleges and students. So I had to kind of clip that and play that. It was actually longer, but you know,
you caught it in a great spot though.
Yeah.
A great spot.
At the end. So I thought it was thoughtful to play during this celebration, Juneteenth. Yeah.
I would like to go back and talk about the sleep apnea.
Okay.
If you don't mind, for just a moment.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
We as Black men, one of the things that we have to know that causes sleep apnea is being overweight.
Yes, sir.
If you notice that when you start to gain weight, especially in your neck area and your belly, that's when sleep apnea will sleep in. I am guilty of that. MJ.
Okay.
I know what it does to the body. And if men know, I guarantee you, I would love to have this study, how many marriages over time that people have gained weight. Okay, men have gained weight. And the woman felt that she wasn't attracted to her anymore. But because his testosterone dropped because of his weight gain and his sleep apnea, that means that he could not get aroused.
I got you.
And it bled over in the intimate setting in the marriage because of that.
Right.
So that is why we as Black men have to make sure that we stay in good health. Some things that you might think, and when you're young, my mind is and that. But as you gain weight and you get older, it begins to affect you.
That's right.
It can bleed into your marriage. And just by you gaining weight and developing sleep apnea, it can make your wife feel like she's not attractive.
Right.
Because of your testosterone level has dropped. And we know that is the work engine behind the intimate part.
That's facts.
Your marriage, man. I think that's a conversation Black men should have. Hold each other accountable. Get away from the beer, man, the yeast. Go to the gym. Even if you don't go to the gym, go around the neighborhood, walk. 30 minutes a day. That's what your heart needs. That's what they ask. 30 minutes a day to elevate your heart rate. Good stress. That's good stress.
Yeah, keep that blood flowing.
Keep the blood flowing. And I think you will be pleased, man. I just want to say that. That's all.
Yeah, that's real, bro. That's real. And great for you to be transparent about it. And you know what I'm saying? But that's 100% real. A lot of the times, like you said, within marriage, we know life and the evolution, for lack of better words, come, it's inevitable that majority of us, as we get older, we gain weight because our metabolism slow down. A lot of that times we don't change the habits that we need, the eating habits and the exercising habits. So then you're right, you gain weight, and then that goes into, like First Nurse was saying, the erectile dysfunction.
That's right.
Your woman is thinking because she is gaining weight, that you're not attracted to her no more. That's because you can't get it up as much as you did years ago.
That's right.
And in reality, that's not the case.
The Bud Light
ain't got nothing to do with her.
That's right.
Got something to do with you.
The burgers you eating, the pizza you eat, watching the football game, going to sleep on it. It's all that.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? All that, and that's just real talk, MJ. It's all that, and that's a conversation that we as Black men need to have. It's not her. It's things that you're doing to your body that is slowing it down. Simple as that. And when you stop breathing, when you sleep, man, let me tell you something. One time Kim told me, boy, turn on the side. Turn on your side, Alex. But I see what I'm saying is I like being transparent, bro.
Yeah.
And we can we as activists or whatever you want to call us in the community, we can't make it seem like we have this perfect life.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Kim, on my left side, Alan, turn on your left side because you ain't breathing. I need you here. You gotta raise these kids, but you know. But you know, and so I had to get back in the gym, work out, elevate my heart rate, get back in shape. Right. You know, it's still a journey, but I had to start doing it because life is very important and my family needs me. You know what I'm saying? My family needs me. My wife and my kids need me. So I need to do the necessary things to be in shape, to live, to prolong my life. I always tell Kim this: it's not my job to know when God will take me away from this world, but it's my job to prepare my body to live as long as possible.
Facts, bro.
That is my job. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I live by. I don't worry about when God will condemn my body, but I want if it's possible for me to get to triple digits, I need to prepare my body to get there. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want men to keep that in your mind. Go work out.
You're 100% right. And Ms. Laura said that was awesome. That was she talking about the singing. Anastasia, great segment, Kim. That's not discussing it nearly as often as it should be. She also said, I know 3 couples who experienced this very conversation in their personal struggles. And she also said, wives help you live longer.
That's
and
true.
I must say you're 100% right about that.
Right.
100%.
That's right.
Mr. Eddie Wilson said, real talk, preacher. And we got to shout out this guy here, Terry Chestnut. Very valuable information to the Black community. Great job, guys, and keep educating us. Terry Chestnut, you already know what time it is. And every tour that we do.
Since he jumped on, I got to say his father. I always say on the tour. And I'm going to say it again. Outside of Thurgood Marshall, his father, Terry Chestnut, father, J.L. Chestnut, is the greatest civil rights attorney ever lived.
That's right.
You don't know? Go Google him.
Go Google him.
You'll know what I'm talking about. He represented my grandfather. He was an attorney for the Dallas County Voters League, the SELC, and SNCC.
Yeah,
I know my history. This right here, on this one.
Yeah, he was the man.
So I appreciate Ted Chestnut coming on, and salute to you, man.
Yeah, salute to Ted. Ted also do tours in Selma.
That's right.
Look it up.
Book it.
He gonna take you around. He gonna give you some knowledge. Listen, you got to go to Selma and book. I don't care who tour it is. Book Terry, book Joe and Bland. I think Lydia Chapman got some tours. Anybody, listen. What you've been hearing about Selma, trust me, you ain't heard but a small percentage of it. Book any one of them tours, and you'll find out. Matter of fact, book all of them. Then you can go back home and tell the complete 100%. Of what you know about Selma, Alabama. So yeah, shout out to Terry Chestnut. He also a DJ. He DJs some of our events. So he wear many hats and on the radio. We done been guests on there. So yeah, shout out to Terry Chestnut. And yeah, long live JL Chestnut, the great JL Chestnut. Ms. Laura said, I had to lose weight also. Ms. Laura's been transparent. Now, Ms. Laura, I feel a little uneasy reading this, but out of respect, but I'll read it just for purposes. I had to lose weight also. I'm no longer on the sleep apnea machine. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Ms. Laura. Ms. Laura has known us since before we were teenagers. And I'll be 40 next month. So just go ahead and throw that out so you know what time it is. Kim said, thanks, Anastasia. I agree with you. Yeah, so 100% right. All the comments were right on point. We got to get better in the Black community, be honest about our health, because a lot of the time that's where we fall by the wayside.
That's right.
A lot of the things we are improving in, especially as Black men, we fall by the wayside with that because we think we're gonna live to be 100 and just keep eating burgers, macaroni and cheese, and collard greens with hot sauce on it. And just to be, that's not gonna
can't do it, LJ.
The Lord said, praise God, you know, it's not gonna do it. So yeah, all minds and hearts. Please, when First Nurse Kimberly come in and drop them jewels. Get your pen and pad, write it down. So you may have to go back. If you forget, go back and see what she has said. So you won't have to research it yourself. It's already here, and see what she said and go back to your notes. I was gonna say something. Shout out to the FD Reese Foundation team. They've really been
working.
They've been working. They've been doing overtime here. When we do have we have the event coming up July 22nd, and some of us will be representing the Federal Reese Foundation in Philadelphia.
That's right.
But don't fret. Our team is good enough where we can be at 2 events at the same time.
Right. Y'all make sure y'all do y'all job with that.
It's gonna be me and 3 of the ladies. We going to Philly, and we're gonna represent the foundation up in the brotherly love city. So we gonna be up there. But Juneteenth is here. We are glad. No matter how it got here, we are glad that it is a national holiday. Mm-hmm. Let's kind of talk about what do you think do you think it's an ulterior motive to making this a national holiday? Do you think it was a genuine we got it. It's a national holiday, but let's go to level 2. Do you think it was a genuine act of kindness, or do you think that it may possibly be an ulterior motive down the line with the Juneteenth national holiday?
Yeah, I'm lukewarm, MJ. No,
okay.
The word talks about don't straddle the fence, but I got to straddle it on this.
Okay.
I'm lukewarm with this because I think making the federal holiday hurt the Black entrepreneurs. I would say that.
Okay.
Because if you look at Walmart, Kmart, and those big corporations, man, they can get shirts by the book, material by the book, and sell it for not even, they can cut us in half. Mm-hmm. Because they have the capital, and they got the shirts. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
I heard entrepreneurs, but I'm hoping this is my hope, is that them making the federal holiday. And I saw that the White House, Joe Biden and they had on the Juneteenth celebration at the White House this week.
The White House. Well, they had a concert, right?
Concert.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people hoop holler about it. Okay. What I'm hoping is this. That we're doing Juneteenth, the White House, the federal government, bringing awareness and making it swell for a grand finale for Black people down the road. Because I hear a lot, and I agree, we're doing all this Juneteenth celebration, but no reparation.
Okay.
If we go down to different organizations who got done like us, Asian Americans got reparation, the Jews got reparation, everybody got some type of cash payment for what they were going through, except the descendants of the slaves in America.
Correct.
So what I'm hoping is that we're using this federal holiday. This is what I'm hoping. Mm-hmm. That the government is using this federal holiday to teach, to kind of push it, to make whites, Asians, and everybody else say, what is this Juneteenth? What is the reason for this? Why are they doing this? And then to educate, and then say this is the holiday that we celebrate when the slaves were free. Mm-hmm. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1963. The last slaves were free in Texas because they wanted to get another free couple of years out of them, and they didn't know they were free, and they finally found out they were free in Texas. And that's why we served Juneteenth. June 19th, 1965 was when the last slaves found they were free. What I'm hoping is that story gets told, and they realize this is why it's a 300-year gap between white America and Black America when it comes to finances.
Right.
That's my hope, MJ.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna be done. Mm-hmm. It might be a slap in our face and say, okay, you got another holiday, because I heard Mitch McConnell one time say that he felt like reparation was when Barack Obama became president. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, go Google that. The video out there.
Wait, he said
that's him. He felt like, repeat what I just said.
He said when Barack Obama was elected president,
yeah, he felt like
that was our reparation.
Yeah, that was a type of reparation for black people. It happened because we got a black man as president. Wow. He said that. He said it. Now, it came out his mouth.
Okay.
He didn't say what somebody said. He said it himself.
Okay. Go check that.
So what I'm saying is that I hope this is not the federal government saying, okay, we're gonna give y'all a holiday where y'all can come together and celebrate something, and that's it. You can keep it if that's how you feel. Because we about black people moving forward. We're not about celebrations, MJ. Celebrations alone hold people back. You know, it just have you in a moment. That ain't no progress. Celebration.
Well, let me ask you a question to kind of play devil's advocate, because we know, even though we know deep, because we agree about the critical race theory, even with it going on in Florida, what my man is trying to block that from being pushed forward.
You're gonna be quiet about that.
We know about it, but okay. But do you think, I'm just playing devil's advocate, because they are trying to erase history, right, and not teach it? Do you think by making Juneteenth a national holiday that it would be stamped to even bring up in someone's mind where they can't erase slavery? Because with Juneteenth, that's automatically going to be a teaching point every year if it's a federal holiday. So is it now harder by them giving us the Juneteenth celebration day? Is it harder now to erase the history and the teaching of history that they were trying to do? Do you think by having this holiday now that it will be more difficult to erase the history?
Well, my thing is this. Is to me, I don't know if people thought about this. This is a holiday that the school system don't have to celebrate.
Because in summer,
where we teaching it,
right?
I'm being real. Where we're teaching it. If I can go back when they changed the letter of marriage, the LGBTQ community were fighting Reagan, Bush, the things they were fighting, because the reason they started the change, they went after the letter law of marriage is because they're back in the 80s when their partners were getting sick, they could not put them on their insurance because they were not married. So what the LGBTQ community went after, they went after the law in the letter of marriage by the law. Okay, but before you start getting this pride, all the pride week and the pride month, like this month, it's Pride Month on Father's Day month. But
right.
Before you start getting all that, they fought and changed the letter of law of marriage.
That's fair.
So why we as black people, for us, we got to get the back end. We got to start on the celebration first, then we're gonna give you reparation.
Correct.
No, they changed the law, then they start celebrating.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
So what I want us to not get so deep into just celebrating Juneteenth. What are we? Okay, yeah, we're celebrating the freedom of slaves, but I believe that if our ancestors was here today, they would not want us to be so far deep in this celebration. What are we gonna do to change the place black people are in financially because of the hardship of the 300 years of slavery, free labor? And we know America was built out of the backs of cotton and all that, the railroad,
right?
Slaves built for free, the Bank of America, the federal government. I can go down the list of all the mortgage companies and everybody who became billionaires and millionaires behind off the backs of slaves.
Correct.
What are we going to do instead of letting people celebrate and talk about being free? How are we going to put them in their rightful place financially?
Right.
That, to me, that should be the next step.
Right, that's priority. Kind of like when Granddaddy said, "I was just concerned about getting the vote, but what you gonna do with the vote?" Right, right, right.
And it goes with like what Jay-Z said. Even though I feel like they kidnapped what Kaepernick did. Okay, what we do after kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got Juneteenth. We understand this is the freedom of slavery, but last time I checked, financially, these folks are still in the same predicament, if not worse, than they were in the 60s and 50s and 40s.
That's right.
Okay. After they were free from slaves and they built their own, racist white folks burned it down.
Right.
When we gonna do right by Black people in America?
Right.
Okay. It's okay to celebrate. They want to get the beers and drink. Yeah, who do you know, parades and stuff. Right. That's cool. Right. But we can't sit there. We can't get lazy and sit on our blessed insurance there. Thank you, Biden. Thank you for the Juneteenth parade. Okay, what we finna do for Black people? Right. Okay, you said all that about the descendants of slaves and all that. What we gonna do for them? Right.
And I think he has to really understand that and understand and have some self-awareness, because we know what next year is about to hold.
Oh, what?
We know what's coming up next year. So he got to come with something, because just to be honest, the mindset of a lot of Black people are changing. Mm-hmm. In that route, in a good way.
It's just like the church, brother. I heard Noel Jones said some years ago. He said, "Man, this new generation of people in the church want to see the church get in some fights. Mm-hmm. You just ain't coming to church just to get some good praise and worship. You get a word. Right. They want to see you in the fight.
They want to see you in front.
We are different type people. Mm-hmm. We're gonna hold you accountable not only inside the building but outside in the community. It's the same thing with voting now. We as young Black people today are not voting just because a certain party gave us the Voting Rights Act.
That's right.
Or our grandparents voted a certain type of way. No, we need something tangible.
Facts.
We tired of you giving us little pacifiers and little stuff, little Siri in our bottle. We tired of that.
We tired of that.
We got teeth now. We on solids. Our teeth and broke.
Yeah, give us a steak
now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's our generation now. So he gonna have to wake up. Okay, thank you for the Juneteenth celebration, but that don't move me, MJ.
Right.
You know.
Right. Put some policies in place. Put some black and white in there.
What a black crime bill at?
Right. Where we at?
Black folks done died. And man, Black folks got hung in America. Asian community got a Asian crime bill, dude. And I'm gonna keep saying they have a Asian crime bill when in America, Asians, when you show history, they are not the people that has been attacked. Black folks got hung by trees. You know what I'm saying? Our houses got bombed. You know, our families got separated, sold. This happened in America, MJ. On our floor. A black hate crime bill. Mm-hmm. And how many Democratic and Republican presidents have gotten up and lied to us? Mm-hmm. You understand where I'm coming from? Mm-hmm. Our vote is for sale. It is a tangible vote that I have to physically give, and I need to know, what am I buying? What are you selling to me, and what am I buying? Or what I'm giving to you, and what you're gonna give back to me? It is for sale. Fact. So I'm past a Juneteenth. Look, I've been celebrating Juneteenth for a long time, haven't I, MJ?
Right.
I had my family on this Juneteenth for the longest. So this ain't nothing. Hoo-ha. It ain't nothing to me.
Yeah, ain't nothing.
It ain't nothing to me.
It's just a Tuesday, man.
It's another day. What I'm saying is, what you're gonna do about Black people? When you're gonna bring the trades back in our community, in our school systems? See, we were the people, MJ, and see this. I can go on. I know people get tired of me talking, but it's the truth. Black people, when we was enslaved, we had the skill set because we worked with our hands. White people didn't work with their hands like that. Mm-hmm. We did. So when they realized this is why between Reconstruction and Jim Crow, they had to bring in Jim Crow, because they understood the financial advancement Black people will have with us working with our hands, with everything changing. Mm-hmm. This is why they had to create a fictitious of a man called Jim Crow to come in to separate us. You get what I'm saying, bro? Because we would have had the financial backing because we had the skill set.
Right.
They took in America, we always go in our community talking about our graduation rate. These young men are going to college, this and that. Because if you look back in history, young men work with their hands.
Right. Right.
They work with their hands, bro.
We were the plumbers, the carpenters.
Thank you.
Right. Right.
Put that back in school just as much as you have university with when you want people to be lawyers, doctors, and everything else.
And see what happened.
And see what happened, bro.
Right. Right.
You talking about cleaning up the streets? That's the way you clean up the streets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you talk about Juneteenth, the Juneteenth started the Emancipation Proclamation, but it went straight into Reconstruction. If you read about the years of Reconstruction, that's the only time America was trying to be great. So you can't talk about Juneteenth and not talk about Reconstruction.
Right.
Because
that's when they were trying to level the playing field.
There you go.
Reconstruction time.
When they sent the army down here in the South and made the Confederate states obey. But then we got the president in who changed it and put in what we call state rights. That's when you saw Jim Crow come in. So what I'm saying is, if we want to be successful, let's tell America to study and go back to the times of Reconstruction and give us our reparation and then implement those same things that they did in Reconstruction. Watch how quick black folks come up. So
right.
That's what they're not going to do.
No.
That's what I want to hear, MJ. That's what I want to hear from the president.
No.
From the vice president.
Yeah, that's why you got to understand they always want to keep the black Americans down because they know if we catch up now,
well, they in trouble because we only 13% of the population.
Right.
But look how much money we spend.
True.
It's the knowledge that we don't have to know what to do with the money. But we can have so much more if we I just would love black people who every school board in the inner cities who's controlled by black people to pass a skill set law in the school system. To get these kids back in these skill set plumbing, cutting grass, body shop, AC, HVAC, those things, MJ. This cat's making $100,000.
Yes, sir.
High school going into construction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then think about if you went to the church and the church taught you financial literacy. Come on, bro. Easy fix.
I think the church need to teach credit.
All that need to be in the church. See, this is the thing, I told my wife this. We the church still doing the same thing the word say, literally. We didn't change everything else.
Right.
But we'll take that food, the fish and bread, and still say we're going to feed people at the church. That's not what the word wants you to do today.
Right.
What the fish and bread is financial literacy. When you look around in your community, what is needed in the community, it is that the community need to understand what they need to do with their dollar.
That's right.
Stop just telling them to pay your tithes and saying that God has a imaginary wand and just gonna say, here you go. That's not so. That's not how God works. Faith without works is dead. I got to put some work in, MJ. I got to have faith this can happen. If I go to church and the church teaches me about my credit, how I can if I can buy a home, if I can do all this, if I can have something for my kids, I might have a 16-year-old boy that they might think that's dumb as a doorknob, but he's not, but he's great with his hands. If he can go to that church and learn HVAC or teach him how to drive a truck or something like that, then he go to this other class in the church that's going to teach him how to start his own business, man. He could be great. We have to change our mindset. We're still saying that we feed them. I got these greens and collard greens and fried chicken at church. That's not what the people need, MJ.
Right. Yeah. 100%. We need that knowledge because I think we said it, man, years ago. Imagine if you if a young man that's in the church and he has a job that is not up to par to feed his family, what if you can send him to a class to learn truck driving, and then now his income almost doubles? He's gonna forever be indebted and grateful to that church, and you won't have to force him to come and say, hey, can you come back and give? Now you can put him in charge of a class to now teach the next generation about truck driving.
That's right.
I think we need to have credit class.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody come in. We got somebody that no credit. Come get your credit. Let it get it looked at.
That's
we can teach about all the business and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Fish.
That's the fish and the 5 loaves of bread right there.
Right. That's right. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's the need, MJ.
Right.
That's the need, bro.
Right.
Come on. Let's change it. The reason we're talking about Juneteenth. When you look at Juneteenth, when you look at the Emancipation Proclamation, there was an executive order signed by Abraham Lincoln. And let's be honest, they have a teaching point. I got to say this about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln did not free the slaves because he had a good heart. He understood that the Confederate States had a financial backing behind free labor because the amount of slaves they had, with the amount of land that they had. It wasn't that because he said all the Emancipation Proclamation, it was all the rebellious states. Remember that now. See, when you read stuff, you got to understand it. All the rebellious states. He understood the financial backing. So it ain't like he said, "Oh, God told me to free slaves." No, it was a decision to say, Confederacy, they got some money because they got.
It was a chess move. Yeah,
chess move.
Right.
Okay? So, but when we talk about, regardless how it happened, we'll take the deal. Our ancestors will take that deal. It don't matter, if you continue being enslaved or not being enslaved. I appreciate you, Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
Even though you all your thoughts weren't right about it, but I appreciate that part because it's free.
That's right.
But the Black church, this is why I hold the Black church so much accountable, because the Black church was the cornerstone of the Black community coming out of the Emancipation Proclamation, going into the Reconstruction.
Right.
And see, this is what we don't teach our kids in school, in DeKalb County, all the Selma City School, DeKalb County, all these Black school systems. We got to start teaching our kids about the years of Reconstruction. There's so many kids that don't know about Reconstruction.
Because it'll open their eyes to a whole different, right.
But see, another thing to open their eyes, when they go and they teach in school, John Lewis, one of the first House of Representatives out of since Reconstruction. Remember, during Reconstruction, we was in there. But see what it is, it's a Republican and Democrat thing, because at that time, Black folks were Republicans.
Right.
So they don't want to teach it, because the reason they don't teach it, because most of these school systems are in a Democratic area. So how does it sound? See, all those cats back in the day were Republicans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though the face has changed, I feel, when you read history, but the fact were those Black men were Republicans until they created Jim Crow.
Yeah, we kind of got on one party because the Democrat Party gave us the voting rights.
They gave us the voting rights all them years later. But during that time, during Reconstruction, Republicans, and that's why they created Jim Crow, because Black people were moving forward too fast.
Right.
One of the first ones before Reconstruction, Blacks that was in the House of Representatives was in Selma, Alabama. That was his district. We don't talk about this, MJ.
Right.
And they don't want to teach it. Black people had power then. And that what happened, they said, you know what? Black people moving fast. They were moving up too fast. We got to slow them down. This is why they created Jim Crow. Jim Crow, and this is why they created segregation. Yeah.
Jim Crow law, he wasn't even real. Wasn't even a real guy.
State rights. What old boy doing in Florida, he wouldn't even be able to do coming out of Reconstruction, because there wasn't no such thing as states' right.
Right. And the state just said, if these young people are allowed to sign into thousands of dollars of loans for school credit courses outside of financial aid, entrance counseling should be mandatory as well. They should have a full understanding of financial literacy and credit management skills as well. Don't send them into debt without the full understanding of what they are signing. 100%. 100%, man.
100%, bro.
But you know, a lot of things are done by design, and we know that.
Yeah.
They don't want you to gain so much knowledge of it, because then you can kind of create an upper hand for yourself and your family. Because a lot of the things that I'm learning about credit now in my latter years, in the later years here recently, that you know we didn't learn. You know what I'm saying?
Assets and liabilities.
Right.
What you call good debt.
Right.
See, they taught her debt was debt. No, it ain't. Don't listen.
Yeah.
It's something called good debt.
It's some good debt. Trust me.
You get a loan with a car and put that car in your business name, and that car make you some money. That's some good debt right there, bro.
That's great debt right there, boy.
Don't let that fool you. You get what I'm saying? But see, that's stuff that we need to teach our young people, man. And it's our job and our generation to do it. Teach our young folks this, man.
That's right.
Got to. But the churches still got to stand up, man. They got the church got to stand up. We talk about Juneteenth. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's talk about Reconstruction. Reconstruction. As soon as you say Juneteenth, you should say, let's talk about Reconstruction.
Reconstruction.
Look, it would not be a Tuscaloosa, a Black Wall Street without Reconstruction.
Without Reconstruction.
Come on, man. They better know it.
That's right.
Without the years of Reconstruction, man, it changed Black folk mindset.
Right. And that's why they burned it down, because they saw, wait a minute.
Man, that was a well-oiled machine, man.
But that dollar was circulating in that thing, man.
Boston, South Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta, Illinois, Chicago, Detroit. Man, these were flourishing Black communities, man. Flourishing Black communities.
Right.
But we got to hold them accountable all the way to the end, MJ. Just don't celebrate Juneteenth. Understand why Juneteenth happened. What our ancestors was trying to do after Juneteenth. They were leveling up. We talking about the bag. They were getting the bag.
Right. Right.
They were holding America accountable. America at the time, for that little bit of time, wanted to be held accountable. But just like it always happened, jealousy, that serpent thing came in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And change things up, change things around.
That's fact. I know we over our time. But everybody, love on your fathers. Us and Dad always have a joke about how Father's Day is, and how Mother's Day is. Mother's Day, lines are packed. Yeah. Mothers get the purses and the perfumes, the flowers, the cards, the candy.
Take them out to eat.
Take them out to eat. You can't get in. You can't even make a reservation. No, sir. We taking no one else.
We got to fight a grill up.
Yeah. Father's Day, you go to the restaurant. You can lay down and make pallets. Bring your sleeping bag. Lay down in.
You know, I ain't gonna tell no story. Our wives and our family do a great job for us.
They do.
We don't fight the grill. I'm just talking.
We don't. We're gonna
be right about it. You know.
Yeah. It's getting better.
I must say
it's getting better. It's getting better. So man, show some love to the dads, man, on Father's Day. And go celebrate Juneteenth on Saturday. Show love to the dads on Sunday. That's a great weekend.
And I want to say that it's Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
It's not Happy Single Mother's Day. This is for the fathers. Okay. I don't want to hear I'm mama and daddy. No, you're not.
You're not.
No. Right. This is Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that's just what it is. Men, this is our day. Okay. Now I would say to the deadbeats, tighten up.
Tighten up.
You better.
Tighten up.
But this is not for the women who say they mother and father. No, you're not.
You're not.
This is for all the men.
That's right.
Happy Father's Day.
That's right. There you go. Yeah. There you go. We got some. I think this is gonna be shout out to Jeff. I think this is his first Father's Day. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. Yes, sir.
This is first Father's Day because
First Father.
Camille was born in. She was born in. When was Camille born? December.
Yeah.
Yeah, January, February, March.
Yeah. Father's Day, Jeff. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, Father's Day. Yeah.
Man, to make sure he get done right.
Yeah.
Father's
yeah.
Day. There you go.
You get it right.
Don't break no band laws.
Yeah. Bad news. We won't be here next Thursday.
Yeah.
We are celebrating my 7th grade English teacher, Mrs. Samantha Fury. She has retired as a superintendent of Newton County Schools.
That's right.
And me and my wife, my brother, his wife, our mother and father, we are going. She invited us. They have a celebration for her retirement.
That's right.
So we will be there Thursday, but we'll play we'll play a previous show. Y'all feel free to come in, comment, and have a discussion. But we'll be there Thursday, and we want to, happy celebration, happy retirement to Miss Fury. I'm not gonna say what I want to say afterwards because she did tell us. I'm her. She taught me in 7th grade English, so I'm gonna use my words correctly. She did tell us at a table in a restaurant. I want to say it was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
That once I retire, I am completely yours to help with the foundation. So it's time to what we call Miss Fury cash in our debts. And so we're gonna give you a little time to celebrate, and then we're gonna come and cash in. But all jokes aside, I know she, it's all good. She's always been here to lend words of advice and words of encouragement to us, even through her busy schedule.
Yeah.
Through all of those years. So we appreciate her, and to see her daughter.
Wow.
Her daughter did was she in middle school?
Middle school, that's right.
Granddaddy went to her school and spoke. She did a project on them. It was in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's
in college.
She's in college now. So that should tell you something.
Well, she just graduated this year, right?
She graduated high school this year, yeah. So she's going to college.
That's right.
So we'll be there celebrating Miss Fury Thursday. And once again, let me briefly go down the church announcement. Please be at the celebration Juneteenth Freedom Festival presented by LaDonna Hampton. It starts at 3:30. Hold on, let me erase this. It starts at 3:30, and it transitions to a concert until the concert is at 6:30. So come, we got vendors, food, get some education, fellowship, all of that good stuff. So don't forget that, and don't forget mark your calendars also for July the 22nd, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Frederick DeReese Foundation hosting the backpack giveaway. Listen, if you're in DeKalb County, come get your children a backpack and supplies. Come get it. We're giving away 150 book bags, backpacks with supplies in it. Free food, bounce house. Come get some education. I think our parents will be there. My brother will be there. So come get your education. Look at some pictures of FD and Martin Luther King. Man, it's gonna be a full celebration, and we love giving back to the communities. And if you want to donate, fdreachfoundation.org. But all you got to do is click donate. It is working. It's up and running. So we ready. We got other announcements coming, but we're gonna say that for later. So if all minds and hearts are clear, we appreciate y'all joining us on the Lineage Podcast every Thursday. Please love on your fathers this weekend. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.